All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Green White Checker TV. Tonight we have the Area 51 Cup Series here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. 100 laps is a scheduled distance this evening. As you can see, we have our point standings as they are entering this evening's event. So you see Ryan Kelly with a 1-point lead over Jack Walls in second. And then only 5 points at a lead is that number, in third position is Levi Cox. And then they've got a little bit of a gap to the next driver there, James Ledford in fourth. Maxwell Caldwell rounds out our top five. So we'll let you go ahead and look through the list there so you can see where your favorite drivers are in the point standings going into this event. So again, right now qualifying laps are underway. So once they finish up their laps, we'll go ahead and go through the starting grid and kind of give our kind of initial thoughts on the race this evening. So again, I want to thank you all for joining us and look forward to chatting with you all here again soon. All right, qualifying's just about completed here, so we'll get things going in just a moment. So again, gotta welcome, of course, my broadcast partner this evening, good friend of mine, Don Runkle Jr. Again, we've run this track plenty of times, and it's definitely not the easiest one to get around. Again, these two turns run very, very differently. So any kind of thoughts for what you're expecting to see this evening?
Well, Charlotte Motor Speedway is definitely a challenging track here at night. These guys are going to have these cold tires starting off here. So I'm going to be really interested in seeing how lap one, turn one is going to go for these guys with these cold tires, and to see if these guys are going to be able to make it through and hopefully get some heat in these tires, get a run going, and we'll see some really good racing here, because Charlotte definitely puts on some good racing, and these guys have put on some pretty good races here the last few weeks.
Yeah, so like you said, it's definitely going to be get things going. I think the key is going to be also is just kind of protecting that right front tire. This is definitely a track where you can easily wear out that right front, especially in turns 3 and 4. I think that's going to be the trouble turn, especially. I think drivers just going to kind of maybe get a little too aggressive and wash up possibly a little bit through that turn. So I think that's going to be definitely a place to keep an eye on. But with that, So yeah, let's pull up our starting grid here. You see our top 8 there on the pole position. You have Levi Cox. Next to him, you have Ryan Kelly. Then you have Justin Adamson, Maxwell Caldwell, Travis Turner, Chad Wilkes, Adam Brady, and Jack Walls are our top 8. Then you have 9th through 16th there. Jason Bridges, Len McNeese, Corey Cook, Corey Lane, Ted Decker Jr., Dalton Hayes, Ryan Walsh, and David Leclerc. So I see some of the other drivers here. Looks like we have 25 drivers at the moment. Looks like they'll be taking the field here. You see 17th through 24th there. And then our 25th driver is that number 80 of Diego Vasquez. As you see, pace cars just starting to roll out here. So again, there'll be just that one pace lap and we'll get underway. It looks like actually the 14 of Kenny Kolakowski may not be in the service. We actually might have 24 drivers taking the grid this evening. We'll keep an eye on that as well as this race unfolds.
I think he just fell out. But yeah, I was talking about track temperature. I mean, right now our track temperature is 67 degrees Fahrenheit. So pretty cool track temperatures. It's 65 degrees, clear skies here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. As you said, I think the key here is for these drivers to get some heat built up in those tires, not be too aggressive in the first couple laps here, especially getting into turn 1 and 2 here on these starts, and just trying to get your car into a good position to be able to put yourself in a winning position at the end of this race.
Yeah, that's, I think, the key thing is to put yourself in that position that you need to be towards the end of it. Again, they do have those 2 faster pairs, so those could come into play here. Again, obviously, the goal is to not need them, because if you can avoid using them, you also do get a bonus. You get, I think, 3 bonus points for not having any incident points in the race, so that could definitely go a long way. Even if you, let's say you don't win the race, you still might get more points than leaders based on that. So with that, though, pace car's off, waiting for that green flag to fly. And they got Levi Cox, Ryan Kelly leading the way here, and they are underway here at Charlotte.
Here they go under the lights here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Really side by side going into this corner. Pretty equal so far. You can see that lower line always going to get the advantage. That's the quicker way around the track here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Pretty much any track. It's gonna be
contact.
Oh, see a little bit of contact. Oh, are they able to save it? These guys able to save it. Checking up the field just a little bit. I'm trying to see who that was.
It was the 42 of Justin Adamson. I'm not sure who he had contact with. It may have been the 13 of Ryan Kelly, but able to hang on to it there. But yeah, it definitely was a big moment for him. Definitely cost him a few spots there, but able to still keep going there. So, but yeah, I'll say that definitely caught our attention. I'm sure that definitely also caught his attention. That's definitely dropped him as well from the 3rd starting position now back to 7th right here.
Yeah, and all those positions matter. It's so difficult to pass here, right now early on with, like I said, how these tires are, and just not knowing exactly how your car is going to be early on in any race, just the unknown. And now having to fight back from that battle back or whatever. But hey, nobody wrecked out. That was great driving by those guys. Everybody gave some room, saw the situation. And yeah, really good racing going on. Wait, what is that? Back in the back, maybe 8th position back there. Those guys are really battling side by side.
So let's see if we can hunt it down here. So I think that is around. Oh yeah, you're exactly right there. You got Jack Walls in the 83. You've got outside of him is Jason Bridges, and then right behind him is that 42 that we just mentioned as well, Justin Adamson. And then I believe that's the 028 of Travis Turner, and he's working on the 09 of Corey Cook as they come through the backstretch there. And I say right now, pretty good battle still for that second side. Actually, I say we're going to be seeing double tonight as I just look just a little further back. So you got the 028. If you look just a teeny bit further back here, you got the 084. And so we've got some Western Auto twins here on track. So we're going to have to try not to mix those guys up too often. But right now, both running in that top 12 as things run here.
That 42 and that 09 right now of Justin and Corey Cook, man, those guys are really battling right now for that 8th and 9th position. And like you said, that Western Auto parts car of the 028 right behind him, the 9 trying to battle for that position on him too. You can see those guys side by side, 2 lanes right there. Just, I mean, really good fight going on.
Yeah, it's Cody Cox in that 9 machine right on the back bumper. Oh, contact between the two of them there through the tri-oval. both able to keep it pointed in the right direction, but a big moment for that 028 car. As they say, here goes those Western Auto cars here fighting side by side. So that is for the 11th position, I believe. That's Travis Turner and Len McNeese. Len on the inside, Travis on the outside. You see a little bit of nose damage as well to that 028. That left front fender's got a little bit of a crinkle to it. So that's definitely going to affect the handling of that car. You can also see that fender's got a little bit of damage as well. So I say right now, though, those two here fighting for the 11th and 12th position. Say it looks like that 084, though, of Len McNeese going to grab that spot.
Going to be able to grab that spot, no problem right there, and get past that Western Auto Parts car. Like you were saying, yeah, I can see that little bit of damage there on the front. And here, you know, aero is pretty important here at Charlotte. You want that downforce on that nose to be able to get you through these corners. So that's definitely going to affect the handling on those cars as this race goes on.
Yeah, we got a battle for the lead right now. Maxwell Caldwell taken to the inside of Levi Cox right now, side by side here with that 94 and the 56. They've got about 2 seconds on the third place battle. So you see they're battling there as well. Adam Brady and Chad Wilkes there, but right now that 94 of Maxwell Caldwell, 56 of Chad Wilkes, Levi Cox in the 56. They're putting on a really good fight for the lead. It looks like so far Levi is able to hold off that 94. But say we'll see if Maxwell's going to make another charge here as they enter turn number 1.
The leader's got one heck of an advantage on the rest of this pack, but there's still a lot of battles going on back here. Back in 4th and 5th, number 13, who is that? Of Ryan Kelly.
Ryan Kelly, yep.
And Jason Briggs, man, these guys were battling while I was watching that fight for the lead. And that Gatorade car, the number 75 of Adam Brady, he's worked his way up to 3rd. We were admiring the paint job in that car before the race even started.
Yeah, it's a really nice looking paint scheme on that 75 machine of Adam Brady. Say it's good looking. Oh, as I say that, we actually do have yellow. Looks like a few cars involved right on the trial. Oh, yeah, I see a couple there. Corey Lane, Dalton Hayes is involved as well. I think I see David Leclerc in the 50 coming through as well. And then I believe I see the 53 of Ryan Walsh. Heavy damage for that 53 car, Ryan Walsh as well here. So.
Oh yeah, his whole front end's pretty tore up.
So let's go ahead and see what brought this yellow out. This is our first yellow of the evening.
Looks like it happened. Yeah, it looked like it happened between that Red Bull car, the 50, and who is that yellow car? The 40.
Oh, that's the 47 of Dalton Hayes. Yeah, let's go back a little bit here.
They made some contact there, and
oh yeah, you can see looks like kind of just going for the same real estate there. You see David kind of moves down a little bit for the trial, while 47 is still kind of pointing straight to try to keep going. You see Charles Johnson, that 28, he just sneaks on by here, but unfortunately that 53 and the 10 not so lucky. That 47 kind of slides back up the track into the two of them. Heavy contact for the two of them. You see the 79 there, Ted Decker Jr. He's able to sneak by, as is John Brill. See the 48 as well sneaking by. That is James Ledford. So it looks like most of these guys are able to sneak by, but I think unfortunately the 44 Dwight Plush was kind of pinned to the top side here. So tries to get to a stop here. We'll go, just makes a little bit of contact with the back of that 53, but I think that won't require.
53 got airborne. I mean, he's up in the air and went over. So he definitely has significant damage on that car.
But we got some pit stops here. We'll see if there's any strategy here. This could a short enough run. They might try 2 tires for some of these leaders. At the same time, there could always be that a lot of people probably going 4.
Got 2, and I do believe he's taken 4.
Yeah, so far no.
Taken 4. I see Maxwell taking 4.
I think everybody took 4 here. I don't see too many strategies on 2 tires, at least not this point in the race. Looks like Levi's going to hang on to the lead on that pit exit, though. There's a pretty close fight there behind him, though, from second on out here. So all the running under yellow, say we're going to obviously see some cars get that faster pair. Looks like at the moment everybody's still on the lead lap, so that's great news for these drivers. So we'll step away for just a brief moment, and we'll be back here on the 1 to go. All right, as you see, lights are off of the pace car, so we're going to get things going again. That was our first caution. We're going to restart here on lap 15 of 100. We'll have 86 to go. Again, no real strategy here. Looks like everybody took 4 tires and fuel. I see Dalton Hayes had a pretty long pit stop there, about 18 seconds, so I'm thinking he went ahead and didn't use that fast repair on that 47 car, again, saving that for later on in the race if necessary. So it's definitely a good strategy, I think, to make, especially with these cars. We didn't mention yet the lower horsepower, higher drag. I say the draft is so critical with these guys, so I think as long as he can hang on to that draft, he'll still be in pretty good shape there. Alright, so wait for that pace car to make that left-hand turn into the pits, and we're going to put it back into the hands of Levi Cox and Maxwell Caldwell. We're going to get things back away.
Zone. And there they go from the Toyota restart zone. Flagman is waving that green flag, and these guys are going to power their way into turn 1 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Adam Brady, Chad Wilkes, both battling for that lead right now. Man, yeah. Side by side, they're really getting it.
Yeah, so I saw Ryan Kelly give a little bit of a nudge there to that. Oh no, 42 is up and over here. Yellow is out.
Upside down.
Man, that was he's gonna land on his wheels, which is huge for him to kind of keep going again. I say honestly, the damage on the car does not look that bad for the ride he took here. That was wild. Let's go back and see what happened.
Wild one. I think he was avoiding someone. Or looked like he changed. I'm just watching the replay. I know you're got to pull it up. Oh, the number 2. Actually, well, that's not the number 2. I think that's the. We were talking about that before. He's
yeah,
2. He's in the number.
Yeah, it's Jason Bridges in front.
Jason Bridges. Yeah, I look like Jason Bridges came down the track a little bit. Maybe he was reacting to avoid that. I don't know if they quite made contact.
Yeah, so they're pulling up right here.
I can't tell. It doesn't look like they made contact. I can't tell if Justin was just reacting.
That looks like really bad net code.
But regardless, that 42 took one heck of a ride upside down. He hit that inside wall and got up on his lid and just took a ride down the whole backstretch pretty much on his lid, and then, like Gael said, ended up back on his all 4 tires and was able to drive away.
Yeah, so we'll jump back right now. So he's going to obviously be in the pits here. I'm going to keep an eye on this car. I want to see if he does a fast repair or if he's just going to try to get it fixed. I like to see what he can do, unless there's motor damage, of course. But yeah,
I'd like to see an in-car of that.
Oh, we can do that. So I'm going to see. I want to see his idle speed too. If we can see it, if it stays at 2,000. Then the motor's okay, and that's why I'd say don't use the fast repair. So we'll see, though.
Right now, we're going to see. He does have some front-end damage, which definitely can be
yeah, he went with the fast repair there.
He used his fast repair. He probably saw how much time he had for his repair and was just like, I'll just use it.
So yeah, let's hop on board here with that 42 car, and we can go for a ride. So not the kind of ride you want to take, but yeah, it looks like 2 just got loose there off turn 2 there and gets into that 42, and yeah, just slides on his lid for a good chunk of the backstretch, but then just luckily gets enough of that car to grab and able to grab a gear and get things going again in that number 42. So yeah, wild ride though for that driver.
Yeah, he was definitely just a passenger for a good chunk of that ride.
So anyway, so that's going to put us back under yellow. Again, not a lot of strategy here. Most of the field here stayed out. Just a few towards the back went ahead and pitted that time by. So again, we'll step away for just a moment, and then we'll rejoin the field here again on the 1 to go. All right, see, lights are off. So one thing we want to mention there is we were just noticing here as we're riding under yellow, Cody Cox in that number 9 machine started 17th all the way up into the 8th position. So a really good start to the race for him so far. And then also just a little further back here, you've got the 88 of Michael Spell and then the 388 of Doug Johnson. They started 24th and 22nd respectively, and they're showing in 11th and 12th position. So really good starts to the run for them so far. Again, we're going to come around here to lap number 20. So again, still a long ways to go here at Charlotte. So we're going to put it back into the hands of our front row here, Levi Cox and Ryan Kelly. We'll see what these drivers are able to do on this next start.
Yeah, pace car is pulling off right now. The drivers are approaching that Toyota restart zone. They can't go until they see from that flagman. And there he goes. Flagman's got that green for turn 1. Going up through those gears. Like Gael said, Ryan Kelly and Levi Cox are leading this field right now.
Yeah, here comes that inside line we mentioned earlier. Again, still getting up to speed. You want to be on that bottom. So it's definitely the advantage here, and that's going to benefit Chad Wilkes. He's going to grab the second spot. And you see, though, Levi Cox going to protect that bottom side right away.
Yeah, and Levi Cox went to the high side a little bit. You saw he was kind of – it was almost like he didn't want to lose any momentum, so he kind of shifted lanes a little bit, probably knowing he was going to come back down. But here comes that number 75 of Adam Brody in that Gatorade car. Man, he's looking right now. He wants to get up to that front.
Yeah, so Adam's been doing a really good job so far as well. Like I said, up to third here. That inside line definitely moved on that start. So I believe Adam restarted in the the 5th position, that third row on the inside line. He's now up to third. You see Maxwell Caldwell here has been able to grab that 4th position. And Ryan Kelly's going to drop back to 5th. But again, I'm not too worried about Ryan. Ryan's one of those ones who's able to really save that right front tire. So I think if and when we get this longer green flag run, I think that's where we're going to see that 94 car, or sorry, the 13 car really show its speed.
And right now, just watching this battle, I think it was 6th, 7th, and 8th right now. These guys are side by side. Justin Briggs got by a couple cars there and has worked his way up to, I believe he's going to be here in 6th place.
Yeah, it looks like Jason will be in 6th now. And actually, Cody Cox just got around Jack Walls on the outside. That's going to move Cody now up into 8th. Then Jack back down to the 9th position.
Yep.
But they're not done. So you see Travis now.
Definitely not.
He's going to try to work on the 028, or sorry, the 028 cars are going to try to work on that too. Looks like he's going to grab him now. He's all over the back bumper of that 13 of Ryan Kelly.
Yeah, this is a great battle right here. You see these 4 cars as they're coming through the tri-oval here. This is basically the battle you're looking at for, what is this, 6th, 7th, and 8th. We even got, we have 9th involved in this, or is that further back?
Actually, this is where we are. Ryan Kelly's in 5th right here. So he has his 5th through 8th right here. I was saying, like I said, all pretty much closer together. And actually, just a little further back now, you got the 10 of Corey Lane. He's working on Michael Spell in that 88. And you also see that 50 of David Leclerc trying to see if he can sneak around the top side of that 83 of Jack Walls. That didn't quite work yet. But another car we're going to definitely have to watch, though, is going to be Corey Cook in that 09. I think we're going to see a lot more pace from Corey as this run goes on here tonight.
No change up front right now. Levi Cox is still leading this thing by a couple of car lengths over Adam Brady, the number 75. And we just see a swap for 3rd place there. Looks like Chad Wilkes got by Maxwell Caldwell for 3rd. I don't think Maxwell really gave him too much of a I'm sorry, it was the other way around. Sorry, Maxwell got around Chad. Didn't look like Chad gave him too much of a headache there. He kind of moved it out of the way for him.
Yeah, so I think this is kind of that tire strategy. I think some of these guys are maybe going a little harder than some of the other leaders want to go. So I think Chad's like, yeah, go ahead. I'll be back here to you in about 10-15 laps most likely. I think that's probably the mindset. Again, I think that's going to definitely be the mindset of that 13 of Ryan Kelly. You see he's dropped back just a little bit now. He's now showing in the 7th spot. But as I say that, he's going to go right back after the 9 of Cody Cox there, entering turn number 1. See if he's able to keep that momentum through the turn there. But again, that 9's going to get the top side. So that's usually you can kind of pull a little bit more speed on the top end, but they hold pretty even here through the back.
Battle going on over here just outside the top 10 here in 13th. Got the 09. Actually, the 09 just got by the 83 not too long ago. Now the 83, he's kind of trying to hold on to that position back there with these guys.
Yeah, he's in a bit of a fight with that 88 of Michael Spell. He's also got the 47 of Dalton Hayes. We saw Dalton in that earlier incident. He's back in the mix here as well. And then right behind them, you have the 79 of Ted Decker Jr. Ted started in 13th, right now running in 15th, so pretty much holding steady where he started in the race. So I think just trying to keep that car in good condition as this run progresses. But again, that 83 and the 88 here still stay side by side towards the front. Right now, this is a fight for the 12th position.
Like you said, as this run goes on, these guys, the tire wear will definitely come into account here. As you were saying earlier on, before we even started the race, that right front tire is going to be super important the longer this run goes on for these guys. And that's going to, the more that tire wears out, the more these cars are going to push as they go in the corners. You see right there, what am I looking at? Number 12, or the 12th place position of Jack Wells. Guys behind him actually would look like they were kind of pushing up in the corners a little bit, and he was able to walk away from them. But I think you're going to see that more and more as this goes on. The guys that took care of their tires early on, I think you're going to start to see those guys move to the front if we stay green right here.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to keep an eye on, is to watch the lap times of the leaders and see kind of who's got where. Right now we have a really good battle there with Jack Wells fighting with Corey Cook in the 09 and also the 10 of Corey Lane. This is actually now actually looks like he got around the 50 of David Leclerc there as well. So he's Jack now up into the top 10. Yeah, Jack's moving well now. So I think
he's passed like 3 cars in the last lap or 2. I mean, he's really he's working on a 4th.
I'll say he's not done yet. Yeah, so Jack's now working on trying to get to that 9th position here. So I think Jack's done exactly what we talked about, kind of take it easy on those tires initially here in that number 83 car. And sure enough, he's going to grab that spot. Next on his list is going to be Jason Bridges in that number 2 machine.
And we got a battle for the lead up front.
Oh, let's jump over to that.
Going on. Travis Turner looking underneath our leader, the 75 of Adam Brady. And you can see the 13 of the 3rd place car right there. I mean, all 3 of these cars right there, all battling for the lead here on lap 32.
Yes, they were looking at the battle right now. So it actually looks like just a little further back. This is actually, I believe, the 4th position. I say the top 3 snuck away just a teeny bit here. But yeah, you're right though. That 028's working over that 75 car, and 13 Ryan Kelly. Here he comes as well.
He's just gonna follow him right through there. He's gonna follow that line right through there. He knows that the 75 is not going to be able to come down. If he just locks that bumper on that 028. And that 13, I don't think he wants to stay there in 2nd place. He keeps looking like he wants to lead this thing.
Yeah, say right now Ryan Kelly's working all over the back bumper of that 028 car. Say this is
he's
for
looking to the inside.
Yeah, he's looking to inside of that 028. And actually, I'm gonna keep an eye. I'm gonna jump to the front here as well. As you got Levi Cox is starting to have a little bit of pressure from Maxwell Caldwell here.
Oh, sorry, I was thinking of the wrong guy.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, so it looks like Maxwell's starting to try to put that pressure on as well. But like you said, though, Ryan Kelly able to get around that 028 Travis Turner. So Ryan now back up into the 4th position. And they say in that last time around, Jack Wells, we were talking about him. He's been one of the quickest cars on track here in that number 83. He's now up into the 8th position. So again, we talked about Jack kind of saving those tires until it was really time to use them.
Sorry, I saw somebody just bounce off the wall a little bit in the back, but it's okay. My bad. No, I was looking at the wrong car before, but yeah, Jack Wells is definitely he's flying up through this field, man. He's passed a significant amount of cars in the last few laps. He's definitely somebody that we're gonna have to keep an eye on here as he's working his way up to the front.
Yeah, as they hopped on board here with that 94 Maxwell Caldwell all over the back bumper here of that 56 of Levi Cox. So he hasn't made a move yet. I wonder if he's just kind of trying to pace him, maybe try to pressure him into using his stuff up a little bit, or try to force a mistake possibly too. But right now it looks like that 94 car here is getting a pretty good run here through the turns and is able to get right to the back bumper of this 56 machine. Saying again, also most of these cars are on the same tire and fuel strategy. We had a few that topped off under that last yellow, but let's say they haven't gained too many positions yet. Ooh, Maxwell's looking. We'll see if he goes. There he goes. He's going to duck to the inside, and we do have a battle for the lead here with that 94 Maxwell Caldwell and the 56 of Levi Cox.
Well, when these cars, I was watching these two battle here, it was almost like he was forced to kind of make that move, Maxwell, because he's got that draft going down the backstretch when he was behind him. So he was locked onto his bumper so much. It's almost like he was being dared to try to make that move because he had the momentum and he knew he could dive low. But at the same time, if he can't pull this move off, exactly what's going to happen right here. That 17 and that 13 of Chad Wilkes and Ryan Kelly. it's going to put those guys right up here with them, and all four of them are going to be racing for the lead now. But you do see the 94 of Maxwell Caldwell be able to pull it off and slide in front of the 56.
Got crossover.
Levi is going to cross over on him.
That was a nice move. I'll say it looks like that top actually does have some pretty good momentum, so we're going to see if Maxwell's able to hold him off on that top side. And I'll say you see Ryan Kelly, he's now trying to work on that 17 and Chad Wilkes get that third position. And I was going to comment there while we were watching all this. I'll say, yeah, I'll let you guess who the fastest car on track those last couple laps were. And sure enough, they were the 13 of Ryan Kelly. So we talked about that long run speed that 13 car has, and he's been showing it again here. But a really good fight here for the lead still, though, between Maxwell Caldwell and the 94 and the 56 of Levi Cox.
Yeah, these guys are door-to-door on the backstretch. Going into turn 3 here, still door-to-door. Oh, 56 slid up just a little bit, but the 94 Maxwell Caldwell just held his line like a stone. And these guys are still side by side, and now third and fourth place are going to get in on this game.
I say we've got 180 mile an hour pace laps going on right here up front with these top four drivers, and saying that's been bringing in that 028 Travis Turner, Adam Brady starting to close the gap as well. So say as soon as it's going to be it's going to be a 6-car battle for the lead again.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, 5th and 6th are definitely closing in on these 4 cars here. Another lap like this, and it's definitely going to be a 6-way battle. Right now, it looks like the 94 Maxwell Caldwell is going to be credited with the leader, being the leader on that lap. But I don't know if he's going to be able to hold that going into turn 1, because it looks like the 56 with that low line advantage is going to be able to nose out in front of him. See if he'll be able to hold up. Yeah, he's kind of cuts right in front of him. Gets right onto that nose and then goes back down the track, but he's able to hold that lead going into 3.
Yeah, and it seems like the advantage is definitely the bottom line is where you want to be in turn number 1, and it seems like you can hold your momentum pretty well through 3 and 4. However, this time around, Levi's going to grab that lead back here over Maxwell, and saying you see Ryan Kelly's going to try to see if now that they've single filed out in front, he's going to jump inside of that 17 car and move that 13 back up into 3rd. But then, like I said, here comes that 028 Travis Turner. He's right there in this draft, as well as is the 75 of Adam Brady. So we've got the top 6 here, all within under a second of each other here, as we are at lap 42, coming to 43 with 58 to go.
And you can see these guys are actually dipping their tires just a little bit under that line. Oh, look at the 94 and the 13. I thought they were going to make contact. But you can actually see these guys are putting their tires, their right side or their left side tires, right on that line down there on the bottom of the track. As you can see, that kind of helped the 94 rotate, but not enough for that 13 to hold off that 13. As you can see, he takes over 2nd position. But right here going into 3 and 4, they'll flirt with that low line. Some guys are even going below it. And they're doing that because these cars are tightening up coming through the corners. And that's going to help rotate these cars through the corners if they can dip that tire just a little bit below that line. Especially in 3 and 4.
Yeah, so sometimes you find just a little bit of grip at that very, very bottom of the track. Like we've seen, like Kevin Harvick's kind of notorious for it at Atlanta. He can run that white line all the way around and make so much speed doing it. So I think that's what these drivers are trying to do here as well. But you see Ryan Kelly, though, he's going to try to make the top happen.
Yeah, he definitely is. And you can see Levi Cox and the 56, the low side of that Mountain Dew machine, is going to try to hold him off. He's definitely not going to be credited with the lead on that lap. Ryan Kelly is going to get it. And again, you see these leaders fighting side by side, which is going to make these guys behind him in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th just catch up to these guys right here. As you can see, the 56 and the 13 battling for the lead going into turn 3.
Yeah, these guys are holding really even here aside. And this is kind of the kind of racing as a driver you love to be a part of, where you know you can trust the guy that you're next to, and you run hard. And I mean, again, right now nobody has the advantage. They're just kind of going for everything they have right now, and just running side by side, lap after lap, and just being able to trust that guy. It looks like Levi might be able to. He does clear him. We'll see if we get. Oh no, he's going to protect the bottom there. I was going to see if that 13 is going to do a crossover, but Levi definitely did not let that happen.
I think they were a little bit too close together, and maybe being afraid of locking bumpers there if he tried to pull a crossover, and maybe one of those guys getting hooked. But man, that was definitely really close there. And yeah, these guys, man, they're trying to like pull that slide job and move in front of each other to kind of cut that momentum that you get on the high side sometimes. But man, this has been a great battle so far between Levi and Ryan. These guys are putting on one heck of a show here.
Yeah, I've been wanting to try to go through the field a little bit and give an update on some of the other drivers
I
here.
don't want to leave this.
I know that's the thing. They've been going side by side for so long. You don't want to miss anything up front. We'll do is we will update you just based on where you see everybody, of course, on the ticker. Jack Wall's in the 7th position. He's right now showing about 3.5 seconds off of the lead. Kind of running out by himself at the moment. But again, we talked about Jack having a good run here. And lap time wise, he's running right about the same pace as the leaders in that number 83, even without the draft. So Jack's got a really good run going so far. And we're not too far away from halfway as well. So I don't think we're going to be too far from some pit stops here. I want to say the pit window is roughly around 40 to 45 laps. So I think we got about maybe just over 5 more laps until we start seeing them come in, which is going to be pretty close on the field number. If the guys that did not pit, I wonder if they can actually make it to the end here on this last stop. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Should we go green? As you see right there, that 83 in the background there coming up to the lead. And here comes that crossover we talked about for Ryan Kelly. Yeah. He's going to get there here. So we'll see if he's able to make this bottom side work.
Yeah, he pulled off a great crossover.
Oh, he gets tight.
He pushes up the track a little bit, and they make contact door to door. Both drivers keep going. No harm, no foul right there.
Fenders look clean on all the cars, but
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who led that. Oh, Levi led that lap, but he pushed again. Oh, and kind of slid up the track just a little bit once more. Definitely fighting that tight condition here. Later on in the run, the 13 car seems to be struggling a little bit with the tire wear. You can see the 17 is going to try to eat him up here and look on that low line. And the 56 of Levi Cox, he wants to see that. If he gets these second and third place drivers fighting for position, it's going to help him maybe walk away from these guys just a little bit and get him some clean air. And maybe he won't have to worry about looking in his rearview mirror so much.
Yeah, if you ever get cars behind you side by side, that's always what you want to see as a leader. But it looks like he's not going to have that benefit right now. As it looks like, well, actually, as I say, I was going to say Chad Wilkes was able to clear the 13, but now that I say that, Ryan Kelly gets a good run off of turn 2 back to the backstretch. So they are going to stay 2 by 2, and you can see already that the gap that 56 Levi Cox is starting to pull here, it's already stretched out to just about a half a second over Ryan Kelly and Chad Wilkes.
It's hard with this car and with this package. It's so hard to be able to get that advantage where you can see a leader just kind of spread out to a gigantic lead at tracks like, Charlotte, California, Texas, different D-shaped ovals like this. You used to see that back in the day, but you don't really see that as much anymore. As I'm saying that, though, you do see that he is extending his lead over Ryan Kelly, Chad Wilkes, and Maxwell Caldwell, even Travis Turner back there fighting. But I think it's just going to be a matter of time before these guys kind of get single file again, and I think they'll be able to catch him.
Yeah, we had our first leader blink here, Adam Brady, in that number 75. He's pitting here with 48 to go. So we'll see if that's able to stretch it to the end. I'm a little worried that's not enough to make it all the way to the end on fuel, but you never know with these drivers. They run the numbers pretty well, so we'll have to keep an eye on him. So he's going to get lapped here as he makes his pit stop in that 75 car. That's obviously not what he's hoping for, but at the same time, if we cycle, his goal is obviously to have everything cycle through green here, and then I think with those fresh tires, he's going to cycle up to the front once everybody makes their pit stops.
Well, the thing he needs to calculate also is we do have 3 green-white checkered, so you don't want to calculate your fuel too close. You want to make sure you have a little bit left over just in case.
Yeah, and I'm thinking he must have pitted a little early you see some of these other leaders are still staying out, so 2 more laps than him so far. The only thing I would, with the green-white checkers, I feel like if you're going to be pitting now to the end, if you're going to have to take tire, or if you're going to have to pit towards the end, at that point, I don't think you can stay out. Your tires are going to be so worn, you're going to have to pit anyway. So we'll have to see if that comes into play again. But you see now, finally, Ryan Kelly's got a little bit of clean track in front of him, so he's going to try to chase down the 56 Levi Cox, while the 15 and the 94 here fight for that 3rd position.
Yeah, definitely spread out up front here as you see the closest battle we really have up front now is going to be between 3rd, 4th, and 5th. But, 1st and 2nd is kind of spread out a little bit. It looks like 2nd is maybe gaining just a little bit there on Levi Cox. I think he's going to be able to catch him here in just a handful of maybe just another lap here.
So I have a quick run. Let's try to do a quick run through of the field here. So we do have Levi Cox before a pit stop start. Levi Cox 56 leading the way. Right behind him is that 13 of Ryan Kelly. And then in 3rd we have Maxwell Caldwell in that number 94. in fourth is the 17. Oh, so this is 94. Got a little bit of a too big of an arc there. Looked like entering one. Chad Wilkes on the 17 car in fourth position. And then right behind them, you have that 028 of Travis Turner. And then in sixth place, we mentioned a little earlier, is that 83 of Jack Walls. So he's still trying to chase these guys down. Lap times have definitely kind of equalized up front so far. Then right behind him, you have Corey Cook in the 09. Corey Lane in the 10 is in the 8th position, as it looks like Corey Cook is in the pits right now. So then you've got Justin Adolphson in that 42 car. Somehow is in the pits now. Got back up to the top 10 though. So leaders are starting to make some green flag pit stops now, and we have another battle for the lead.
Levi Cox and Ryan Kelly battling for the lead. Ryan Kelly's looking on the inside there as we see some other cars making pit stops here. Wondering if these guys are trying to get themselves into position. Oh, we can see Levi Cox is making his pit stop here, and a couple other guys behind him.
Yeah, so that's going to leave the 13 of Ryan Kelly out, as well as I believe the 028 Travis Turner. They're both going to stay out here. So that's going to cycle now Ryan Kelly into the lead. So I think that's going to be something he's hoping to see, because now he'll be able to have a clean pit entry here for his pit stop. And then, of course, he's got that 028 Travis Turner right behind him. So we'll watch this 13 car, see if he's going to hit his pit stop right now as well. I think he's going to have to react to this. And yeah, sure enough, here he comes.
And here comes second place Travis Turner in that 028 car.
Yeah, you see the 13 locked him up just a little bit on entry. Looks like the 10 of Corey Lane is in as well. So I think this is going to cycle the lead over here to Charles Johnson. Charles is one of those drivers that pitted under that previous yellow, so he can still go a distance further than some of these leaders here. And I'm saying, based on the lap times I'm looking at too, it looks like the drivers can go about 48, 49 laps on fuel, so just under 50 with the fall off of the tires. So I'm thinking...
I think.
Yeah, oh, you're right. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Actually, Jack Wall's still showing as our leader. I apologize. He's in the pits now.
Coming down pit road right now, yeah.
So once...
He really had to get on the brakes to slow that thing down.
Yeah, you're right. But so now the cycle is going to go through to Charles Johnson. So I mentioned that driver that pitted earliest of all of these guys, Adam Brady. He's going to come out once everybody cycles through. He's going to definitely come out with the lead. He's had those fresh tires on that car. But again, his tires are going to start wearing, of course, as the run progresses here. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. I think right now the only driver left not to pit is this 28 of Charles Johnson.
I think you're right. And he's getting ready to pit
Here he comes, yep. It's like he gets down to speed nice and smooth. Make sure he doesn't get any speeding penalties here. So that's going to cycle things now over to the 75 of Adam Brady. Will be shown as our leader. So we'll let him, we'll wait for everything to cycle through, and obviously we'll get the standings updated here. But he's going to have a decent gap here from these cars behind him with this short pit strategy. It's got almost about, looks like a 7-second or so lead. Actually, now as I said, now it looks like about a 6-second lead. And that's going to be the thing to watch, is going to be these lap times, because I'd say that last time around, Adam Brady with a 29.4, Maxwell Caldwell with a 29.2, 29.1. And then Travis Turner just made his pit stop, had a 28.6, so 0.8 of a second quicker for that number 028 car. But should a yellow come out, that could put that 75 car in a really good spot here.
Yeah, it could put him in a good spot, like you said. Just have to see how it goes. Right now, we're on a pretty significant run. These guys, we just saw green flag pit stops pretty much, I think, completed for everybody. As you said, the last person to... They needed to make their pit stops did so already. So I think we're all pretty much on the same cycle now, except Adam Brady. He's the guy that's out front, but he is definitely on the oldest tires out of all these guys. So we'll be able to see if he's going to be able to hold these guys off the rest of this race.
Yeah, and I'd say the big thing to note, though, is Levi Cox. Actually, I think he must have had a pit penalty, because he's showing in the 22nd position, right. 1 lap down. He's working hard here, trying to fight his way through traffic, because he's got a lot of cars to try to catch up to try to get to be that first car lap down. So unfortunately, Levi definitely had something happen to him in that pit stop, which may have been just maybe too fast entering, or maybe an unsafe exit, something like that. So he's definitely got a penalty there, though, unfortunately, for that 56 car. So he's going to have his work cut out for him for the remainder of this race.
Yeah, right now he is definitely trying to blast his way through this field. Right now he's just trying to be the guy that's going to be a lucky dog in case of we get a caution, and he still has quite a few cars to pass in order to do that. So like you said, Gael, he's definitely got his work cut out for him.
Yeah, so I'm watching you see Adam Brady's as I close quarters
wow.
there between the 53 and the 75 there as they went through turn 3 and 4.
Still not done.
And that's the problem for Adam here is that he's got the older tires. So as I say, he's also got a little bit of a connection issue, unfortunately. But I say that's the problem though for Adam is he's going to have these cars behind him on fresher tires, and they're going to slow his laps times down when they're trying to get around him. So he's now able to clear them. So now he's going to have some clear. He's got a pretty much a solid backstretch lead right now over Ryan Kelly in second. Again, so we'll have to keep an eye on the lap times and see how they start going. But the last time around, I say this lap, I think we're going to see a big drop in the lap time. So I'm going to watch the numbers here. See, 30.2. So I'm going to wait for the group behind him, and they ran a 29.7. So they were half a second faster just in that last lap alone over our race leader Adam Brady here. That being said, though, I mean, it's still 5.5 seconds, and if they start fighting each other, because I'll say, let's go back to this group here.
I was just gonna say, if they start battling with each other, then it's gonna slow their forward progress down. And not only that, if they start battling with each other, it's just gonna make their tires wear down even sooner. At least the leader right now, Adam, he pretty much just has to worry about anybody that's lap cars or anything like that. But like you said, he's the guy in the track that has the oldest tires. So right now he just needs to run his pace. He has nobody else around him that's influencing his line or anything like that. So he just needs to run his race. These guys back here need to run smart. They need to not race each other. They need to just race enough to be able to catch Adam, get up there, which they're doing right now. And once they get up to Adam, they know he's got older tires. They can battle after that. But first, they need to get to him.
Yeah, so I think right now, I'll say Ryan Kelly's probably feeling pretty good about where he is. We know about the long run pace on that number 13 car. So instead, he's leading this pack, so he doesn't have to worry about trying to pass any of these guys for a position right now. So I think that's going to be also what we're going to see is as this run progresses, we'll see if he's able to kind of start gapping these guys behind him. As you can see, again, right behind Ryan Kelly, you've got that 94 of Maxwell Caldwell, and then again, that 028 of Travis Turner. And then not too far behind as well is that 17 of Chad Wilkes. Again, these guys are all pretty much on the same pit strategy here. I say, and then unfortunately, it's a pretty big gap now back to the 83 of Jack Wallace, who pitted a lot later than those guys. Well, 2 or 3 laps later, but that just shows how much of a difference that made, though, because he's right now showing 13 seconds off the lead compared to about 5 for that second pack.
Like I said, if these guys continue to do what they're doing and just stay in line and just kind of run a smart race, they will catch the leader. I mean, they got some time. They're they should be okay here. But we'll just have to see how it goes. Yeah,
so the only thing I'm curious about is if the tires are going to start equalizing over time. Where we've always seen that where it's like, okay, yeah, you're faster, and then at some point there's that fall off, that cliff, if you will, and you just don't really have the pace on the car anymore. Again, right now the second group has been about 3 to 4 tenths quicker than Adam Brady pretty much the last few laps. Again, it wasn't that long ago. We said it was a 5-6 second gap. Now it's almost down to 3 seconds as that last time around. Ryan Kelly put down almost 0.5 of a second quicker than that 75 car. So again, though, the other thing that can change all of this, Don, is if we get a yellow some point during this cycle, everybody's going to have to take 4 tires most likely, and that's going to put him right back into he'll be able to cycle through probably with the lead as long as he gets a clean pit stop. So that's the other strategy, of course, that could happen with this slight short pit, if you will.
Yeah. If we, like you said, if we do get a yellow, then that's going to basically reset everything, and everybody's going to be on the same page. So we'll just have to see how it goes. But like I said, right now these guys, they're catching him. I mean, they're going to be swallowing him up here soon, regardless.
Here comes the battles, though. At 028, though.
Side by side.
Travis Turner said, "I'm done waiting. I don't want to save my stuff anymore. I wanted to catch this leader." So Travis Turner's going to jump to that second position. Got by the 94 Maxwell Caldwell a lap ago. Now he's around the 13 as well. So again, they're starting to battle. So we'll see if this is the advantage possibly to Adam Brady. But let's say we had the pit stops kind of interrupted last time. Let's go through the field here a little bit. So again, we got our race leader, that 75 of Adam Brady. Behind him now is that 028 of Travis Turner, in a bit of a fight there with the 13 of Ryan Kelly in third, and then Maxwell Caldwell in fourth in that number 94 machine. In fifth is the 17 of Chad Wilkes. You see him again just a little bit off the group here. Not too much. So he might be trying to save his stuff a little bit as well to try to make a charge. That lead gap goes down to about 1.7 seconds, so it's definitely closing quickly here. And then in sixth is Jack Walls in that Pennzoil car, again, kind of off by himself here at the moment. In 7th, you have Corey Lane. In 8th, you have Corey Cook. 9th is that number 42, Justin Adamson, went for that ride earlier, but has recovered well with that fast repair. And then rounding out the top 10 is that number 28 of Charles Johnson, who's also on the freshest tire, so I'll have to keep an eye on him as well. So let's keep going, though. So not much has changed up front yet. So then we have the 084 Len McNeese is in 11th. Actually, I just changed. It looks like Dalton Hayes now is going to be in 11th, Len McNeese in 12th. Then we have the 48 of James Ledford here in the 13th position. In 14th is the 80 of Diego Vasquez. In 15th, we have the 79 of Ted Decker Jr. And right behind him, the 88 of Michael Spell. Right now, last car on the lead lap is that 53 of Ryan Walsh. Ryan started in the 15th position, running 17th, so right around where he started there. And then we have a few cars a lap down, so we're going to jump to lead because it's closing quick here. Right now, lap down, though, we have the 90 of John Brill, 50 of David Leclerc, 388 of Doug Johnson, 34 of Jason Bridges, Levi Cox, as we had mentioned, and Dwight Plesh.
Yeah, they've significantly closed that gap with the leader. Less than a second now, less than half a second, really. They're going to swallow this leader up in no time.
Yeah, I'll say that mirror is getting full of that Western Auto car of Travis Turner. Again, we talked about Travis. He didn't want to wait behind Ryan Kelly anymore. He wanted to go. So here comes that 028 car as they come through the backstretch. So we'll hop on board with that 028 and see what he wants to try to do here, see where the move is going to be. You can see he kind of had that high entry, then tried to arc it low, see if he's able to cut underneath that 75 car. Looks like he will. So here's the fight for the lead here as we have 22 to go at the line. Give it this time to Travis Turner. Will lead this race here. Again, is able to get around Adam Brady. And then now Ryan Kelly and Maxwell Caldwell are going to try to follow suit here. And I say now that 028 is going to have to try to kind of manage the gap and, of course, his tires to see if he's going to be able to hold off this hard-charging 13-car Ryan Kelly. Because, again, we know how good he is on these long runs with those tires.
Yeah, I think this 75 car of Adam Brady, I think now it's just a matter of how much he can stop the bleeding, because he's going to lose some positions here with those older tires. I think these guys with the newer tires, I just don't think there's going to be enough equalization maybe here with a few laps to go. But I think he's probably, unless he can just stay with these guys, I think he might lose another spot or two, or unless we get a yellow. But yeah, Travis Turner just brought himself right back up to the lead there. And, these guys, they just had different strategy. It just didn't work out as well as Adam wanted it to, I think.
Yeah, and it's really still not a terrible strategy for Adam. To say right now he's in the 4th position. To say he'll probably lose 5th to Chad Wilkes in that 17 car, but then he's got about 6 seconds to the next car of Jack Walls. So I think he can probably hold that much of a gap for, say, we're at 20 to go here. I think he might be in pretty good shape. But again, say we'll have to see as the run progresses. Right now, that 17 Chad Wilkes hasn't been able to get to him yet, so definitely Adam's been able to kind of even out his pace a little bit with the leaders once he's gotten into their draft here. But yeah, so right now though, advantage looks like is going to be Chad Wilkes. He's going to drop to the inside. You see that 084 of Len McNeese. He just made a pit stop, so he's going to have much fresher tires, and he's going to try to get by these guys here as quick as possible.
That's good. That's the name of the game on this long run here is tires. Tires are king. The guys with the fresher tires. Even, I don't even know how many laps it was between when Adam Brady pitted and the other guys pitted. What was the tire difference between them?
It looks like about a 6 to 7 lap difference. So Adam pitted about 31 laps ago, and then Chad and Travis and them, they all pitted at 25 to 24 laps ago. So yeah, it's about a 6-7 lap difference between those three. But again, yeah, like you said, though, it just shows how much of a difference those couple laps make. But right now, though, again, as I mentioned, right now Ryan Kelly, is the meat in the Western Auto sandwich here. So he's got the leader in front of him. He's got fresh tires behind him. So he's going to move to the top here and let that 084 go on by. Say right now, again, Len McNeese showing 2 laps down. He wants to get this one back from our race leader here. Oh, as he gets a little bit... As they cut the apron there a little bit there, entering turn number 3.
Again.
Yeah, so that's gonna make Travis Turner a little bit nervous and probably not very happy, because you can see it cost him a lot of momentum to that 13 of Ryan Kelly.
Yeah, right now that leader is just like, dude, just please get by me. I just want you by me. He wants to get that lap car out of the way so he can continue to run whatever line he wants, because right now he's got to fight off that presence of the number 13 car, Ryan Kelly, because he is all over his rear bumper.
Yeah, saying it looks like they've been able to get away a little bit from Maxwell Caldwell as well. So Travis Turner doing a great job here. And yeah, so saying, Don, we have a special guest here on our chat. We've got Jaime Knott. I'm going to call him Jaime instead of Jamie. So hope you're doing well, our good buddy. Enjoying broadcast as well. So, but right now, like you said, though, as we have 15 to go here, that 028, Travis Turner is doing a really good job of holding off this 13 of Ryan Kelly. But I kind of wonder, is Ryan just pacing him, just kind of stalking his prey until it's really time to go after it?
Well, he knows that if he passes him, there's a good chance he's going to get a crossover pulled on him, or, if he makes his move too early, there's a chance that, Travis will be able to get back past him. So Ryan's kind of, and both of them are actually, they're on a pretty significant run now. So they have to take care of their stuff too. They can't burn their tires up too much. So, I think Ryan's just kind of in that spot right now where he can, as long as he stays close, and he can put himself in a position to make a move on Travis here in the toward the end of the race. I think he has a good shot.
So something I'm really surprised about is actually Adam Brady in the 75. He actually pitted here, so it looks like he actually took two tires. Or yeah, he had a 9-second pit stop here just last time by. So I'm thinking he took right side tires in that number 75 car. So maybe burning that right front up again too much, and that might be why he had to short pit. Maybe that right front was starting to wear too much. But here comes that 13 of Ryan Kelly all over the back of the 028. I think they touched again.
Touched again. Wow, he got into the back of him a little bit there, kind of let him know, hey, I'm here. We got like 10 laps to go. I wanted to let you know. And he definitely let him know there, but he was able to, and he's looking again. He's got that momentum. He's going to look again, but he's going to try the high side. Looks like he's going to look up high, but he's not going to be able to do it. The 028 kind of shuts the door on him. The 13 again gathers up that momentum. He's looking high. Is he going to go high? Is he going to go low?
Oh, we have caution. That's going to change everything. I think, Michael Spell looks like he's got, I don't know if he's got, there he goes. He's rolling now. Say that car, that car's got, I think that's got a tire down on that number 88 machine the way it's driving here. I wonder if he's got a tire down on that number 88, because it just looked like it has no traction right here. So that's going to change everything. And unfortunately, that for the 75 there of Adam Brady, that's exactly what he was hoping for a few laps ago. Not now, though.
The worst time. But if he stays out, he just pitted. He can stay out. He'll probably get the wave around, and he can get back on the lead lap here. And he doesn't have that much significant wear on his tires, so he could be okay. You never know what could happen there, but like you said, that's definitely something he wanted to see happen a few laps sooner. But and we were having a great battle up there with Travis Turner and Ryan Kelly, man. Those guys were Ryan Kelly wasn't afraid to give a bumper to Travis there a few times.
Yeah, so we're watching to see what happened bringing up the CL. Unfortunately, I think it was the 80 and Michael Spell. Those old tires just would not get down into the pits. So unfortunately, he tried to get slowed down for the pits, couldn't get it done. And I think once he tried to get back on track, those old tires that car just had no traction. Like you see the rears just spinning. And so that's what brought that yellow out until finally he was able to get it to bite a little bit. But yeah, that 88 car was definitely hurting for tires there. So let's take a look at our pit stops here. I think we're going to see 4 tires and fuel for our leaders. So there goes that number 028. See if he's able to say he was aggressive out the pits. Travis Turner. We'll see if he's able to get around Ryan Kelly. Looks like Ryan Kelly is able to get him. Oh, no. Did Travis Turner speed exiting the pits? I think he did. He's dropping to the back. Oh, that hurts.
That is devastating for the 028 of Travis Turner. Looks like he got a speeding penalty or a penalty of some kind on pit road. He came down off pit road first, but he is definitely not going to be lining up first for this restart. Here with less than 10 laps to go after all that work.
Oh, that hurts. Yeah, so I think
that's devastating.
I think just went for everything there. Try to see if he could jump in front of Ryan Kelly on that pit exit. Obviously, just a little bit too much speed there. Let's say qualified in the 5th position, so he had a couple of pit boxes to go before the start, before the timing line, if you will. So yeah, that definitely hurt his chances there. So I believe, so I'm trying to see, I think John Brill may have been the lucky dog. I'm not 100% sure. However, we're going to see a lot of wave rounds here, starting off with Levi Cox. Adam Brady, of course, will be in as well. But it looks like a few of the lap cars, David Leclerc, Michael Spell, and Jason Bridges, they're all going to pit. So we're actually going to have a few drivers. Looks like who we have here. Levi Cox, Doug Johnson, Adam Brady, and Len McNeese. Those four are going to do the wave around here. Yeah, it looks like John Brill in that number 90 was our lucky dog. He's back on the lead lap. So with this, though, we're going to have about 19 cars, I believe, back on the lead lap. So the only thing that might help that 028, though, of Travis Turner a little bit is that with these wave rounds, he won't have to restart behind them. So he'll have a few less cars between himself and the leaders. But, oh, man, I hate that for him. Yeah, I mean, and I was going to say,
for him, man.
and I was going to comment that like that's why he was fighting so hard, because you never know how it's going to end up, if a caution's going to come out or something, and you need that track position. And so he was able to come in as the leader, which is great. But then, of course, like I said, that's that speeding penalty. I say not sure if it was on the entry or exit. I kind of leaned towards exit because he was pretty much full send there on that pit exit. You could see.
I think he thought he was enough pit stalls back to where he would not speed before he got to that line, and it just didn't work out for him there. That's too bad, man. Two drivers that had some bad luck there. The number 75, Adam Brady, he's in the back, but he's going to be back on the lead lap because he got the wave around. And then our leader, speeding down pit road under yellow flag pit stops, and has to go back to the back of the field. Ryan Kelly is going to lead this field into turn one on this restart.
So we'll see if we get the one to go this time around with our leaders. Lights are still on, so we'll step away for just a bit. Say we need to take a break because there's been a lot of exciting action. Probably need to take a drink of water or something. So we'll rejoin here though in just a moment on the one to go. As my co-announcer is very excited about this restart here, we're going to come to the green with 6 to go. So yeah, we got Ryan Kelly, Maxwell Caldwell on the front row here. Saying some drivers we mentioned, Jack Walls now up into 4th position. Again, we talked about his run. He's back up there as well. And I also have to mention that 42 car, Justin Adamson, up into 7th after sliding through his lid on the backstretch earlier in the race. So great recoveries for those drivers. However, that being said, though, we still have 6 to go, so a lot can happen here. We're going to see a lot more aggression done. And, yeah, we'll see what these drivers are able to do with these remaining 6 laps.
Yeah, I know some of these guys want to see this go green the rest of the way so they can maybe work their way up through the field. Guys like Travis Turner in that 028 that had that penalty, but pace car is off right now. These leaders, Ryan Kelly, Maxwell Caldwell, are going to lead these guys into turn one. Green flag is out. and looks like the low line of Ryan Kelly got a little bit better start than the high side did, and it looks like he's going to be pretty good is going into turn one there. He's not going to have any fight on the high side. Definitely got some push behind him, though.
Yeah, a lot of push behind him. So you saw the 83 of Jack Walls. He went straight to the bottom
low
there.
On the track. Oh, somebody got loose. All good back there. They came back.
Yeah, we stayed green. But yeah, you see, here comes Chad Wilkes. He's going to try to work the top side, but here comes Jack Walls. He's restarted fourth, got to the bottom right away on that start. He's now up into third, and he's looking on the inside of that 17 of Chad Wilkes as we have 5 to go.
5 laps to go. Ryan Kelly still leading this thing. Chad Wilkes second. Jack Walls third. Corey Lane fourth. And Maxwell Caldwell is fifth right now. But you can see anything can happen. These positions are changing basically mild.
Oh, they are tight.
Oh, they're super tight, man. These guys are almost banging door to door. It's crazy here.
Yeah, you see the 09 Corey Cook trying to push Maxwell Caldwell there through the tri-oval, trying to help that topside momentum. Say Jack's still hanging on to that third spot, but a good fight here between Corey Lane and the 10, Maxwell Caldwell on the top side. Looks like Maxwell is going to get the position there. And that's that battle. We got to figure out, do you want to be top? Do you want to be bottom? You see Jack, he's going to protect the bottom on the entry of turn number 3. Maxwell Caldwell, though, right on the back bumper now. Corey Cook trying to make the top side work on that number 10. Oh, I see a little bit of sliding in the back there. I think that was the 56 Levi Cox. He spins it to the infield. No yellow. We're on the infield, and so he's okay. He's going to spin it back around, so we're going to jump back up front, though. That last time around, we talked about that 028 Travis Turner. He puts down the fastest lap of the race, trying to get as many positions as possible there. And Jack Walzo actually say now he's under pressure as actually we have a fight for the lead as well here.
Big time fight. Yeah, the 17 of Chad Wilkes is looking to the high side. Can't pull it off. He's right on the bumper of Ryan Kelly. We only have a couple laps to go. The 17 of Chad Wilkes is on the inside. They're side by side. He pushes up and hits the 13. 13 is sideways, but he straightens it out. And we also have another wreck in the back. Cars up into the wall.
Yeah, caution is out. So that was 2 to go. So we're going to do this one more time. We're going to have a green-white checker. I believe I saw the 88. Oh, yeah, the 88. Michael Spell's involved, as is the 79. Let's first look at that contact between the 56 and the 13. But then, yeah, we're going to have to see, obviously, of course, what brought this yellow out as well. But, oh, my goodness, that was some wild stuff between the two of them. So let's go jump over to our race leaders here.
Looks like the 17 had a head of steam on Maxwell there. Dove to the inside and just, I don't know, 13 actually looks like he kind of came down onto the 17, tell you the truth.
It's a little bit of both from where I'm sitting here. It's kind of one I say Maxwell. I think Maxwell. I think Ryan was trying to pinch him a little bit. That angle doesn't show anything there.
It looked like he was trying to arc it in a little bit, taking the line that he's been taking, and the 17 actually at the same time, like you said, Guile, kind of came
up a little bit off that the white line. And a little further back, though, the 88, Michael Spell, he's actually got contact from behind. That is the 2 car.
That's happened at the same time.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same time. Jason Bridges, on the 028, Travis Turner, he gets into the back of the 2 when that happens. And then Ted Decker Jr. goes to the apron, tries to miss it, but unfortunately gets right hooked, and Ted goes straight into the outside wall. Heavy contact for that 79 car. Actually gets stuck up against the wall there. So that's that second incident. That's what brought out our yellow here to, at Charlotte here. But yeah, so a lot was going on there. However, there's going to be some very happy drivers to get that yellow here. Oh, actually, the 084 heavy contact with that 79 car. That brings, he goes up and around. Oh, and John Brill as well. So a little further on here, say some heavy contact. And so Ted Decker Jr., somehow stays on his wheels there. And so he's able to keep, I'm not sure if he's got a motor left in that poor car, though. It looks like he's coasting there. I'm not sure. So, yeah, it looks like he had to take a tow, unfortunately. So, it looks like 44 Dwight Plush, he's going to get one of those laps back here, get back on the lead lap. And so, yeah, we're going to be regrouping here. So it looks like we had a few drivers pit there. It's like Travis Turner was the first of those to pit. Adam Brady, Diego Vasquez, Doug Johnson, and Len McNeese, those drivers all pitted here under this yellow. And trying to see. Oh, actually, it looks like Levi Cox is in the pits in the 56 machine. I thought he would actually be able to get back on the lead lap, so I think something must have happened to that 56 car as well. Yeah, he's got some pretty heavy front end damage to that machine as well. So, unfortunately, didn't see what happened there, but yeah, so he's got caught up in this here as well.
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely seen some action here at the end of this race. Saw some contact there between the leaders. Chad Wilkes was able to get away from it, and unfortunately, the 13 of Ryan Kelly got the kind of short end of the stick there. But again, these guys are pacing here behind the pace car, and we're going to have an overtime here with the green white checkered. I think this is our first attempt at a green white checkered, or second? No, this is our first, right?
Yep, this will be attempt number 1. We do have up to 3 attempts.
Yep.
However, if they get to the white flag before a caution comes out, they will race back to the line. And of course, if there's a yellow before they get to the white flag, then they will pretty much stop the field, line them up where they were, and then rack them up and do it again. Yeah,
That's
they have
right.
3 attempts though. However, if they are on the 3rd attempt and a caution comes out before the white flag, the caution will freeze the field, and that's where they will finish at that race. So the goal, of course, is going to be to try to get all the way to the end here. And yeah, so say our top 5's changed a little bit as well. We haven't mentioned yet, but you see now you have Chad Wilkes as our race leader, unfortunately, with that bit of contact with that 813 of Ryan Kelly. Then in second is Maxwell Caldwell. Then you have Jack Walls now up into 3rd, Corey Cook in 4th, and Charles Johnson in that 5th position. So I'm going to try to keep an eye if I can, kind of, while the things are going. So I'm going to try to watch this 028 Travis Turner. So he's the first car that made the pit stop there. So he's going to have about 10 lap fresher tires than these leaders in front of them. And so we'll see if those come into play or not. So he definitely has some cars in front that I think he can get around. I think he can probably get back into the top 10 in that number 028 machine. Should the brakes fall his way here, but it's definitely going to be, again, I say not going to be the result he was looking for there, but exactly. I say still has at least another chance to make something happen here though. So we'll see.
Look at that 09 of Corey Cook, or wait, no, I'm sorry, the 28 of Charles Johnson is who I meant. Started 21st and worked his way up to the top 5 right now in 5th.
Yeah,
with the possibility of doing even better and maybe even pulling off a win.
Saying Charles is going to restart on the inside line. That's been critical here. We've seen that every restart. And I said the other thing for Charles was he was the one that topped off during that long green flag run, so he went a little further than the rest of the field and then pitted later, so it kind of pushed him a little bit further down the field, I believe. So it probably almost hurt his track position a little bit. So he's going to try to see what he can do now on equal tires as these leaders around him here.
Yeah, now that he's got other cars around him with equal tires, he'll be able to see what he can do. But as you said, Chad Wilkes is our leader. Maxwell Caldwell here as we are pacing around. I do believe we still have 17 cars on the lead lap. Looks like David Leclerc in our number 50 car is the first driver that is going to be 1 lap down, but I'm not sure if he's gotten the lucky dog yet or not.
I think the last time around, I went to Dwight Plush because I think he may have been the only one not involved in that incident, actually. So he went from 2 down to 1 down. So yeah, so should we get another caution, though, that's going to put David in a fight here with Jason Bridges, Dwight Plush, and Michael Spell. Those 4 drivers are all 1 down here. So that's going to be something that they'll have to kind of keep in mind and be aware of. So you get a little bit of right front damage to that number 50 machine. But yeah, so that being said, though, we are on the 1 to go here. So again, this is attempt number 1 of the up to 3 green-white checkers. So I say we saw that last restart, things got really busy. I think we're going to see that again here, and we'll see what that outside lane is able to do. But I feel like if you're on the inside line, that's going to be the place to be. So we'll see what Jack Walls is able to do. I think he's going to hope to get around that 94 car and then maybe try to see if he can kind of pin himself to the top of that 17.
I agree. I think you're right too. And like you said, the low line is definitely the place you want to be. But we've got a couple stories here. You got Chad Wilkes up front there. We'll see if Ryan Kelly is going to be able to work his way back up after the contact that was made between him and Chad Wilkes. And then we also said, we were talking earlier about Charles Johnson, that 28 car, working his way up from 21st to 5th. Maybe he's got a shot to do something here in the closing laps of this race.
Yeah, I'd say the other kind of interesting story of that is that 17 and 13 kind of work together. So I'm not sure if they're official teammates or not, but say they do work together. Say they're on the same team channel and stuff for planning strategies and all that kind of stuff. So I'm sure hopefully things aren't too dramatic over there. But
too heated over there right now.
Yeah, so that happens from time to time, I say, when you're running close proximity. So that said, though, pace car is in. Wait for that green flag to fly, and this is attempt number 1 of green-white checker here at Charlotte. Really
like
good
they are.
start there from Maxwell.
Yeah.
He's right to the side of him. You see that Corey Cook trying to push that 94 car. Oh, actually, we're going to have trouble right off the bat here. I saw in the back. No yellow yet, though, actually. Oh, as I said, the yellow is out now. So I said this is going to, we'll have to kind of rack him up and do it one more time here. So this is going to be our second attempt. So I see that 90 John Brill, unfortunately, was involved in that one. I see also the 50 David Leclerc running a little bit slow, so he may have got caught up in this as well. And says that might unfortunately knock him out of that lucky dog position.
This is definitely not what Maxwell wanted to see. He wanted to see that white flag. I'm sorry, Chad.
So it looks like it started with the 028 and the 90 here. We'll watch here as I go through the tri-oval. So it looks like this. Oh yeah, it looks like Travis, they're trying to go from the bottom to the top here. And unfortunately, just that night he was not quite clear of that 90 of John Brill. Nothing John did wrong there. There's a contact between the two of them. Then John comes back around and almost actually eclipsed the 75 of Adam Brady. Somehow misses him. But then, of course, unfortunately, yeah, here comes Dave Leclerc. Nothing he can do there. Heavy contact with that 50 car. That's going to send him around and, unfortunately, make matters worse as well for that 56. Levi Cox, he gets into it as well. It's like Michael Spell may have as well. So, actually, I'm not sure who's going to get the lucky dog on this one. It could be Jason Bridges in that 34 car or possibly Dwight Plush in the 44. I think those are going to be the two that were able to kind of get around it there. I'm not sure if the 34 may have made contact elsewhere in relation to it. So, again, that's going to bring us back under yellow here. So we'll keep it on the lucky dog. But, again, we're going to have a few laps under yellow before we get attempt number 2 in. So while they're pacing around here, we will step away for just a moment, and then we'll rejoin the field again on the 1 to go. All right, lights are off of the pace car. Say Don and I are really thrown off here. 28 of Charles Johnson actually hit the pits there. Only thought I have is maybe he couldn't make it on fuel or something like that. However, I feel like the huge beneficiary of this is going to be that 13 car, Ryan Kelly. That's going to give him the inside line now instead of being up top. So I think that's going to help Ryan for sure on this restart. But yeah, so say I'll check with Charles after the race, see what happened there, just for my own knowledge. But I hate it for him. He was having an awesome run. So, and then on the
that's a bummer.
yeah, no, I hate it. I say on the non-ish racing side, definitely got to give a shout out to some of my good friends, Jerry Speedshine and his wife Lindsay. Say they kind of let me know that they're watching. So always good to hear from them. Hope they are doing well. And they're three little monster boys. So hopefully you're enjoying it. I'll say we miss you, Jerry. Hopefully race with you again here once you're able to get back on track. But I know you got to wrangle those monsters here. So these guys are going to have to wrangle these monsters here for hopefully just this last green white checker. We'll have to wait and see here, Don. But yeah, so I'll say we'll see what these leaders are able to do. That last time Maxwell got a really good start there, so he's going to have to try to do the same thing, and we'll see if Corey's able to give him that push again.
Well, Chad Wilkes is going to be on the inside. Pace car has, so he's got the advantage. Pace car is pulled off. These drivers approach the Toyota restart zone, and there they go. Chad Wilkes, Maxwell Caldwell is going to lead these drivers into turn one. Looks like Maxwell got one heck of a run there on the high side, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Yeah, so I got a really good start. The only thing it might do is it might keep that 83 from Jack Walls of clearing him. Oh, see one in the apron there off of twos. Looks like he kept it straight. But you can see Ryan Kelly pushing that 83 for all he's worth right now. Trying to see there that 17 is going to arc it up just a little bit to get that entry into turn number 3. So right now that 17 car, like you said, Don, he wants to see this white flag. It looks like this time around we will get it. But right now, say we're 2 by 2 here for that second position. We'll see if either of these drivers are able to make a charge on that 17.
You see that 17 trying to protect both lines there, trying to kind of break that momentum a little bit. Switches lanes. He can hopefully maybe break that momentum with those drivers. But you can see they're switching lanes like crazy back there, man. 94 is in second place, but there's a great battle going on for third right now. As you see the 42 in the wall, and now he's spun around, going to wreck to the inside. Are they going to take the white flag?
No, that was coming to the checker. So that's how it's going to finish. Yeah, we came to the checker there. So yeah, so Levi Cox, Chad Wilkes, I'm sorry, is going to win the race. Maxwell Caldwell second, and Corey Cook's able to grab that third position.
Great run.
Yeah, great there restart for Corey Cook. Was able to make that topside happen. So unfortunately, Jack Walls didn't quite get the run he was looking for, and they kind of, I think, pinned down to the inside. So yeah, but say our race winner here is going to be that 17 of Chad Wilkes, and say we'll take a look at that last lap there coming to the checker, because that was a wild finish there. So I couldn't even. I was trying to see if I could catch everything, but there's just so much going on there. Let's go back.
I was so lost. I thought they were racing to the white. Yeah, there's a bunch of cars there. It looked like it started with that 42 and the 75, actually. It looked like the 72 and the 45 made contact, and then it just kind of went from there. Cars wrecking down the grass.
Yeah, I got pulled up here. You see that 42, Justin Adamson. Oh yeah, looks like 83 drifted up a little bit. I was saying that got the 42 car. He moved up really high. I say it looks like he's going to catch the outside wall. He catches the outside wall there off of 4, and then unfortunately into the path of Adam Brady with a huge head of steam. Saying Adam going to catch the left rear of that 42 car. That's just going to send him all right across the path of all these cars. Unfortunately, you see that 10 Corey Lane. Nothing Corey can do there as well. I say these guys are just going to slide across the infield here, trying to see if they can get across the line. I say, but unfortunately, it's definitely going to cost them a few positions. You see that 75 actually catches some air there from the roval part of the track there. Actually, I think that was actually the infield oval. I apologize. But yeah, so that's how that all unfolded on that final lap here. So that being said, though, our race winner though is that number 17 of Chad Wilkes. So we got some interviews to do. We'll have to see if we can get them all pulled up here. So let's see if we can hunt them down.
Yeah, I got to try to catch up with Corey Cook and Maxwell Caldwell.
And I'm saying that actually I think they're all in the same channel together, so that's going to work nice and easy for us. So with that, let's go ahead and start off with our third place finisher done. I'll let you have a word with Corey Cook. Let's go ahead and start bringing him over here just to get ready. Say make sure they're not debriefing or anything like that. Don't want to interrupt any conversations that they may not want us to be a part of. All right, so we're going to grab that 09 of Corey Cook and bring him in and have a chat here with Don, grab that third position.
Yeah, we're here with our third place driver, Corey Cook here, man. Started 11th, just outside the top 10, but was able to work his way up here to third place position, actually, top 3. And great run tonight for you, Corey. How you feel about your race tonight? We had a couple overtime, little bit of overtime racing there, but you were still able to hold on.
Yeah, it was fun. I'm glad we had, a good couple of runs, including a green flag pit stop run. Those are always interesting to see. It ain't the win, but I am glad to continue getting that top 5, continue on a streak from last week.
Yeah, it was definitely fun to watch from up here in the booth, man. There was a lot of slicing and dicing out there, especially up toward the front and especially there toward the end, man. You guys were able to hold on. I mean, how were you able to hold on? What was your strategy there with those green-white checkers? What was your plan?
Well, being on the outside lane on a restart, you don't initially get the best run because going to the corner, you're not at the full speed, so the inside lane has the speed. My plan was, me and the 94's plan was just a bump draft when we could down the backstretch, and just try to hope that momentum will allow us to clear to 17. But that didn't work. But hey, that's how it works sometimes.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Sometimes the plans don't always work out, but like I said, still a great run for you tonight. Was there anybody maybe that was out there watching the broadcast tonight, or any sponsors that you want to thank tonight for that third place run?
No one in particular that comes to mind.
Okay, well, no problem, man. We'll just leave it at that. But hey, congratulations, third place run tonight. That was really fun to watch, man. Great race.
Oh, I was glad to be part of it.
Third place finisher there, Mr. Corey Cox. We're gonna try to catch up here with our second place finisher, the number 94 of Maxwell Caldwell here. I think Guile's gonna drag him down here for us.
Yeah, but say getting him queued up that way he's ready to go. So as I'm getting yelled at by my cat saying, "Hey, I want to interview them too," but we're gonna let Don do this interview here. So we're gonna pull up our second place finisher, that number 94 of Maxwell Caldwell, and let Don take it away.
Yeah, Maxwell, great run tonight, man. Started 4th, but just came up one position shy for the win there on against Chad Wilkes. But man, great run. And those last few laps there were pretty exciting with those green-white checkers. What was your plan there to try to pull off the win in that overtime of the race?
Oh man, that was a great race. Charlotte, for some reason, is turning into a decent track for me lately, and it's normally my worst 1.5 miles ever. But this is my second top 5 in this league here, so that was awesome. Me and the 09, we were just trying to hook up. I told him if we went 3 wide on the start, it was just going to kill both of our momentum. So the best thing we could do to both get a top 3 was just to try to push and get on the outside of Chad there going into 3, so we could side draft him where he couldn't turn as well. He kind of had a tight car all night, but man, if we didn't have any of those green-white checkers, I could have possibly won this race for the first time in Area 51, but for like the 5th or 6th time now, I got a second place finish. So, yeah.
You guys put on one heck of a show, though, man. Don't be down on yourself. You had a great run tonight, man, and it was very exciting watching this race all night. I mean, you guys had a long run here where you guys were able to get those green flag pit stops. So, what was your strategy on that? Were you like burning your tires off on that long run? How did it work out with that long run? How was that right front tire being taken care of?
The first run, I didn't think I did that bad, only for the fact that me and Levi decided to get out to like a 2.5 second lead over third. So even though we might have burnt some up early and had less tire, by the time they caught us from 2.5 seconds back, it kind of all equaled out a little bit. The second run, I couldn't keep up with Ryan and them. They started pulling away. Chad started gaining on me just a little. So that middle run there in the race, I couldn't save very much. My right front was burning off pretty good, but I've never been good at tire save with this new package with the Gen 6 that we've had the past 2 years. It eats up right fronts, and I just have not figured out how to save that yet. Doing better than I used to, but no, overall, I think tonight was great racing. How about that 4-car battle there for the lead on old tires for a little while during that?
That was amazing. That was amazing. Me and Guy had a blast watching it from up here, man. You guys put on one heck of a show. It was really fun to watch, man. Besides that, if there's anybody that might have been watching tonight's broadcast or a sponsor that you want to give a shout out to or thank for your second place run tonight.
I'd just like to thank Roy Wheeler. I'm supposed to be running this paint in the Super Speedway series, but due to some live circumstances, Sunday nights, I ain't been able to run very much. So I'm trying to run it here in the Cup Series and put on a good show for him at least. So shout out to Roy Wheeler for just the awesome paint job he got me. And shout out to my teammates, Levi Cox, Ryan Kelly, Corey Cook, Chad Wilkes, just some of these guys that we've been running with, just working together and getting faster every week. It's awesome.
No, great run tonight, man. Like I said, you guys put on an excellent show, man. Great run tonight, Maxwell, and congratulations to that second place finish.
But do me a favor, next time you talk to me, make sure I'm first.
Well, I can't do anything about that. That's all in your hands, man.
It's just second sucks. I always say it. Second.
I hear you, man. But still, great run tonight, Maxwell.
Thank you.
All
That's
right.
our second place finisher there, Maxwell Caldwell. I do believe you're going to be catching up here with our race winner in Victory Lane, Mr. Chad Wilkes, right, Gael?
Yep, gonna drag our race winner, that number 17 here, onto the have a chat with him. Say probably a little bit of a bittersweet win, but still, I mean, you did an awesome job, able to kind of fight like you were able to this evening, be able to grab that win tonight. But obviously, it was not an easy one. I say obviously had to balance that short run speed and the long run speed throughout the race. But just I guess start off though. Just take us through your race tonight.
Yeah, very bitter. I feel terrible. I really wish that me and Ryan could have raced it there at the end, and I just completely missed the bottom and hit him. We were on Discord, and I went back and watched the replay. I felt like I did as soon as I missed the bottom. I got completely out the throttle at first, and then I even got on the brake, tried to drive the brake. I tried to do everything I could, but once you miss it, it's over. And I just misjudged it, completely screwed up. It's completely my fault. We should be able to. At the front, when you're racing for wins like that, you should be able to race really close door to door, not hit each other, and we've done that a ton. But contact does happen at times. But yeah, it sucks. I just wish we could have raced it out there at the end, and yeah, but it is what it is, I guess.
I say, like I said, definitely don't want to beat yourself up, or I'm sure Ryan's not too upset about it. You guys were door to door for a long time throughout this race, so you guys were putting. I say Don and I were talking about. You guys were putting on just an awesome show. It was so much fun to watch you guys fight like you were. I say obviously at one point you had all four cars. They're all fighting together for the lead during that longer green flag run. So it was a really exciting race for us to watch there. And I was saying those things happen, especially tracks like these. Like you said, you just have to hit your marks almost like picture perfect. Otherwise, it really kind of throws you off a little bit. So, that being said, though, you're able to get it done. Was there anything that really stood out to you though for the race tonight? Obviously you had that long run. How was the tire wear kind of a factor for you, or were you able to manage it pretty well there yourself?
Yeah, I was managing the entire time. There was never a point on any of those green flag runs where I was ever really pushing hard, but I don't think anybody was really, because the setup was much tighter. I feel like it was much tighter tonight than it was last season. It felt that way anyway, and so you really had to watch the right front. And on the end of the long runs, as long as I was behind somebody, there was a time in Maxwell where I could pull right up to Maxwell or Ryan and Levi there on that green flag run whenever I wanted to. But as long as I was behind them, but if I ever had to change my angle into the corner at all, then I couldn't do anything. And so I basically couldn't pass anybody because I had to get that good arc into the corner. And there at the end with Ryan, we were on new tires, and I didn't get a good angle into the corner and still missed the bottom on new tires. So yeah, it was definitely tight, so you had to manage that. And it was fun, on those long green flag runs. There was one point where I was like, man, we're top four all 2x2. It almost looked like a restrictor plate race, and that's cool and that's fun. I wish we could have finished like that. Like last season, me and Ryan finished the race 10 straight laps, door to door, side by side. And I wish we could have finished like that tonight, and we really should have. But yeah, that stuff happens. I just hate, he got into me one time last season, I know, but I still ended up winning the race. Ended up getting hurt worse than I did. So tonight it kind of sucks that I made the mistake and he ended up getting hurt worse again. But yeah, it was fun. It was it is tough having to manage that right front.
Yeah, so I mean, and that definitely looked like that was what you definitely had to work with. And one thing we were noticing was during the run, it seemed like turn 1 and 2, you definitely wanted to be on the bottom, but it looked like you could really hold your momentum pretty well in 3 and 4. I saw a few times some drivers try to make the pass for the lead underneath you off 3 and 4, but just the momentum seemed to like carry you through the trial over there. So is that something you were able to kind of notice and kind of took note of for later on in the run to kind of those are the lines you wanted to aim for, or was it you ideally you were at the bottom all the way around the track?
No, yeah, I mean that's what I learned last season with Ryan. When that last race of the year, I kept the bottom the whole time and gave him the top multiple times where I could have pulled up and blocked him because I didn't think it's going to matter. My tires ended up wearing out, and he ended up beating me on the top. And so I sort of knew that going into this race that if there's any kind of late run deal, I was going to try to take the top if I could. And there was a time there, one of those times where Jack kind of got to me, and I just took the top. I think it was before me and Ryan even got into it, and I let him have the bottom to take the top just because you can get so much more momentum, really off of both corners. But yeah, like you said, especially off of 3 and 4. But I learned that last season with Ryan winning that race like he did on the top. So yeah, I mean you can definitely get a good run there on the outside in 3 and 4, especially, which is good. It's just I really don't like this track, but it is good that you can run multiple lines. It's just so freaking. It's a formula track to me. It's like you gotta let off at the exact same time, turn in at the exact same time every single time, or you're going to completely screw the corner up. And I don't like tracks like that. But yeah, I mean, you just there's a lot that goes into it, and that's why the race is close to.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, you do have to pretty much run picture perfect laps here. Like you said, kind of hit the marks exactly right. Because I say there are those drivers that if you don't, they're going to take advantage of it for sure. But so you're able to get it done tonight. Again, really good run, really exciting race for watching you guys all be a part of it. So that said, though, before I let you go, definitely want to give you an opportunity for any thanks and shouts you'd like to give for pulling off the win this evening.
Yeah, thanks to the league. This was a really good race. I mean, a packed race at Charlotte to get that much green flag run was really cool and honestly really surprising. Yeah, so good job to the league, and thanks to the league and all the drivers for putting it on. Thanks for the broadcast. Thanks for teammates who ran in Discord with me. First and foremost, Ryan, who should have finished at least first or second for sure, and Maxwell, Caldwell, Levi Cox. Corey Cook was in there. Somebody else out, but yeah, I mean it's fun running with those guys, and it's fun during caution to have people to talk to. And we all would have. Levi kind of got caught speeding there. If not for that, he'd have been up there. Maxwell ended up finishing there, and Corey finished there too. So it was cool. It was a good night for our Discord channel for everybody except for Ryan, unfortunately.
Yeah, you guys did an awesome job. I say working together, and then of course fighting with each other as well, to try to get that lead. So, again, congrats on the win, though. Say it was a really hard fought win there at the end, but able to get it done tonight. So, say enjoyed the chat and look forward to chatting here again with you soon.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Your race winner, Mr. Chad Wilkes, getting a great race tonight. Feeling a little bit bad for having that contact there with the 13, but still great race tonight. These guys put on a great show, and he's got nothing to feel bad about. He put on a great race.
Yeah, those things happen, unfortunately, when you're racing close quarters like that, door to door. I mean, I'll say mistakes happen, and I've done them far more often than I'd like to, kind of a thing too. So I say, yeah, it's never fun to win that way, but at the same time, I mean, you can't kind of just ruin your race as well with it. So again, say they work together, so I'm sure they'll be fine. You'll see them door to door here in the next week, I'm sure, in future races as well. So, but yeah, really exciting race though with all those guys. So that being said, that we got to go through our results. So you see there, our winner tonight is Chad Wilkson at number 17, Maxwell Caldwell in second. Bringing home in third was Corey Cook, and Jack Walls, Ryan Kelly ran out our top 5. And then in 6th through 10th, you got Dalton Hayes, Doug Johnson, James Ledford, Ryan Walsh, and Len McNeese. And then you see 11 through 20. You can see where your favorite drivers are on that one. I'm gonna say a few of these drivers also saying again. We'll have to see what happened to Charles Johnson there. Wound up in that 13th position, and then same thing. Unfortunately, that pit stop penalty for Travis Turner really shot him in the foot there. Had a really good run going on as well. And then John Burley able to bring it home in 14th, so he did a good job keeping up towards the front this evening. Then we got 21st through 25th there. Let's say unfortunately these drivers did not have the nights they were looking for. Say Levi got caught with that speeding penalty and just unfortunately was not able to recover from it. So not the night he was looking for sure. With that said, any final thoughts on your end for the race tonight, Don?
No, it was an exciting race to watch. It really was. That long green flag run, and then we had the green flag pit stops. That was fun to see. And even though we had a little bit of beating and banging there at the end, it was still exciting to watch that finish. And congratulations to our race winner. One heck of a show they put on tonight.
Yeah, it was definitely a really exciting race. Always fun to be a part of it as well. So, again, really want to thank you all for joining us here with Green White Checker TV. Don, of course, have to thank you for being in the booth with me. Always a blast to have you with me here. If we're not racing it together, being in the booth together, it's just as much fun. A little less pressure, I feel like, too. But
yeah.
Yeah, it's always a lot of fun. So, and also, of course, got to thank Area 51 Racing League for letting me be a part of what they're doing here. It's been great. So, kind of getting my feet wet to feeling pretty comfortable with everything that we've been doing here. So, look forward to kind of keeping that on for the next couple of seasons that they've got here. Say they've got plans for season 6 again. That's still a ways away, so we don't have to worry about that yet. We still got plenty of time of season 5 left to go. So, with that being said, though, look forward to catching you all on Sunday. But until then, happy Friday Eve. And so I hope you have a great day tomorrow, good weekend. And remember, if you can, please stay home, stay safe, wash your hands. And until